when somebody first calls our office, they'll typically talk to Tarina, who's our client coordinator, and she helps explain the process, and she deals with the calendaring and the scheduling. And so when somebody first calls the office, there's really two options. Either you can set an appointment with me and we can talk about your situation, or another option is to come to one of our workshops, which we found is a really good way for people to kind of get started with planning. And we do two types of workshops. We do one that's more what we call estate planning, which is wills and trusts, kind of planning ahead. How do we, protect our families and, kind of look ahead. And then the other one is a more long-term care focused. So how do we protect from nursing home costs? What do we do if mom is already in the nursing home? So we have these two types of workshops. And so let's say, if somebody comes to the workshop, they're going to hear a lot about some of the legal tools and have a better idea whether we're a good fit for them, to work with. And then the next step after that would be if they want to proceed and go ahead and have a meeting with me at that point. And so prior to the meeting, we'd have them fill out a information form, which asks a lot of nosy questions, just like, when you go to the doctor asks a lot of nosy questions. In the information form, it asks about your family, it asks about your income, your assets, your situation. If it's a long-term care issue, we're going to ask more about the facility and some of the medical issues that the loved one is facing. And then you'd get that to us a couple days before the meeting. I'd review that before we met so I can be better prepared to be real productive, when we meet. And then we'd sit down in that initial meeting, which is usually about 45 minutes or so. And the whole goal of that meeting is just to figure out, does it make sense to work together? Are we a good fit? Are there some things that we can help you or your family, do? And most of the planning we do is a flat fee type planning. So after I know more about your situation and after we talk a while, by the end of that initial meeting, I can usually give you a fee quote or maybe several different options of fees of the different types of planning that you could proceed with. And then you can decide whether you want to, if it's a good time for you to do some planning, and if so, then we could proceed with that and set another meeting at that point.